Hi folks, how are you today? I'm feeling great today. How about you? Well, today we're going to work on a petty knife here with a very badly broken tip. This one is just broken right off, and probably all of us have something like it in the drawer there in the kitchen. This one belongs to my friend Tom, and he asked me to fix it, so I thought maybe I'd just make a little video out of it and show you how I go about fixing these things. So this is a Japanese knife. It is clad, meaning it has a very thin plate of very hard steel going right down the center, and it's clad in two outside layers of stainless steel. So it's built kind of like a pencil, you know. It's got the steel, the cutting steel captured between these two outer sandwich layers of stainless steel. And I really like this style of knife. I think it's very practical because it doesn't rust all over. It will rust along the edge a little bit, but as soon as you sharpen it, it comes back to life. This particular knife says PM height, and I think that means powder metal haisu, which is powder metal high-speed steel. And so I expect that this very center plate is going to be very hard steel. And when I feel along the edge here, it's not sharp at all. It's very rough. And I can feel a lot of little nicks and everything. I get the feeling this is a pretty hard steel on the inside. So how are we going to fix it? I'm going to fix it on the 500 grit stone. And we got a couple choices. We can bring the top of the knife all the way down to the bottom of the break, or we can bring the edge around toward the other side of the break. And I think what I'm going to do is something sort of in the middle. I'm going to bring the edge around just a little bit, and mostly I think maybe 2/3 of the way we're going to come in from the top to put a new point on this knife. So the way I'm going to do it is we're going to start, let's put apron on here and see if we can't keep ourselves moderately clean. And we'll throw the diamond plate up here and flatten our 500 grit stone a bit. All right, so the way we're going to fix this is to put this right straight down into the stone, and the same on this side. But because we're putting this sharp point into the stone, we don't want to gouge it. So what I'm going to do is just start out very light, and as the contact spreads out, widens out, then I'll begin to put more pressure into it. We're really going to just start like this, very light, and just work like this. And as it gets wider, and you can see it's starting to already, it's got a little flap in there, and we'll start going this way. Now I'm putting the edge, this is the edge side, I'm putting the edge side into the stone, and just very lightly rolling it around. And so now I'm just curving in and out this way. See that? Just curving. See how straight this hand is? We're just curving and going sideways. There we go. Now, bringing that right in there. Just like that. A little more. Okay, and see it's narrowing here. It's narrowing. Got a view? See how the gap is narrowing here? It's getting skinnier here at this point. We just want to keep that line nice and pretty out to the tip. And just check it every now and again. That looks good. But now I'm going to work on the top. Just working the back of the knife down towards the point. And I'm keeping this in a plane, just simple and straight. I'm going to put an angle on here. Coming down to the point. Okay. This is probably a little more comfortable. You can see I'm just very, very lightly working, and as it gets wider, it gets easier. And we're getting a flat coming in towards our point there. It's not taking very long. It's taking a lot of metal. That is coming right. Okay, see how it's narrowing down? Just getting closer and closer. So as I work this side and then this side, they close in towards this. It's coming right down. It actually gets a little faster as I get more contact and I'm not digging in quite so much. See that? It's coming right in. Closing the gap. And there's nothing to do but just keep going until it's completely closed. It's close. We'll do a little more on this side. Okay. More on this side. Okay. A little more on this. Okay. Oh, it's closing right in. That gap just getting narrower and narrower and narrower. Little angle. Okay. On this side. Each time it just gets a little closer. Let's flatten our stone and clean it up here a little bit. Oh, that's beautiful. You can see very clearly just a little bit there. Look at that. It's just a little bit of that sort of hairiness from the stainless. It's just hanging on there. Getting very close. Very close. We'll just keep going. A little squeaky there. Really close now. Just a tiny bit more. I don't want to steepen the angle too much this way. Try to keep it fairly short. Very nice. Lines coming out. Okay, let's get back up here. Okay, see, we're pretty much there. We got just a little bit of round there, so we're almost meeting in the middle. We've almost got our shape. And I think I'm going to leave this little square point at the end. I kind of like it, and I think it's it makes for sharpening points in the future really easy. I don't really mind that little flat up there. I kind of like it. We could round it off, but if you round it off, it makes it harder to fix the point again in the future. Right now, it just sets right straight down on the stone so nicely. I think I'm gonna leave that. Wow, got it. Just a tiny bit more. Right. Well, I think we've done it. We've actually fixed the tip on this knife. Now I'm ready to sharpen it normally, and you can see the details in our other videos, how we do that. I don't think I'm going to go through all that right here, but we'll show you the finish here in a couple of minutes. I've gone through jointing the edge, putting a flat all the way along the edge, which we show in the jointing the edge video. And then I put it on the 500 grit stone and put new bevels on both sides. Again, that's in the joining the edge video. And so now I've got the new bevels created all the way out to the edge. And so all the rough geometry here is done. And now I'm ready to put a final edge on the knife. So I think what I'm going to do is very carefully on the 500, I'm just going to work right along here and just kind of get this flat on here very softly and get it very clean. All I'm doing is cleaning everything up. Very light, very light strokes here. We're just going to get on here and very lightly clean everything up. And I'll do the bevels very lightly. Clean everything up with the bevels very lightly. Swing around a little bit. All the way out to the edge. We'll flip it over. Work around that curve, the point, down at the oil. Okay. What I'm doing there. Keep this hand very flat, just soft, soft. Point this finger, very soft. Just put a clean 500 grit edge on there. Okay. All right. Now we're ready to move up to the finer grit stones. It's coming. I can tell it's coming all the way out to the edge. Okay, so we'll put this 500 down, and we'll get the 2000 grit stone. Okay, so we'll flatten this 2000 grit here. This is 7.5 micron, 7.35 micron abrasive. Do the same thing very lightly. Just work right out to the edge very lightly. No pressure. We're not doing any shaping here. Just working the steel right out to the edge, and these are all trailing strokes, all stropping strokes there. Same thing on the left, right around the curve. All right, keep this hand going very smooth. Okay, just a little more on the left here, right out to the edge. Nice and sharp. Okay. Ooh, that's looking good. Ouch. Pricking my finger like the point of a pin. Okay. Pivoting on that finger. Okay. Now, oh, sharp. Oh, that's nice. All right, now I'm going to joint the edge very lightly. So we'll jump up to the 1 micron, the 16,000, and just flatten that again. Just beautiful. Okay. Clean that off a little bit. Okay, let's do it one more time. Get on top of that 1 micron stone and very lightly just pull the burr off. Very lightly. Okay, so we'll just get up on the 16,000, very lightly work that point we've made. Oop, don't want to dig in. There we go. That's nice. Now we'll work the bevel. Now we'll get very light, very light. Just trailing strokes, very light. Oh, wicked sharp. Oh, it's cutting the hair like nothing. Oh, it's amazing. It's sharp. Got a new point. All right. Well, folks, I hope you've enjoyed this production. I think this technique is very easy to do. It's not real hard. Just need to start out light, get a little more confident as you go, spread out that tip. Now, you're welcome to round this on over if you want. It might look a little better. It just gets a little trickier to deal with the point. I think having this angled point is very useful because you can always go back to the stone and just clean up your point just a little bit real easily. So I kind of like that technique. And if you're worried about digging in, just pull back. Always pull back. That's the thing. And have fun. Have fun sharpening. And take your time. Listen to the sounds. You can just pull back on that point. That way you don't have to worry about digging in there if you're not real confident about that. But it's really easy. And then you get light at the end and you hear it. Have a great weekend, great day. Keep sharp.